idea came. Well, first of all, if you would have asked me if I was thinking of doing a children's album 15 years ago, I thought you were off your rockers. I would have never thought I'd be doing a family record, but life changes. And I created a family. And about 5 years ago, I remember trying to connect with my son, and I really had a hard time connecting with the music that was out there. And I didn't understand it. I felt like there were so many great movies that are out there, like, Toy Story and Minions and Wreck-It Ralph, and there's all these great movies where adults can enjoy them and kids can enjoy it together, but I just didn't really feel like there was music out there. And then one day I looked out in our audience at our concert and I saw a lot of our fans, just like all of you guys, that were, quite young when we first started, that were grown with us, now bringing their kids to our concerts. And I was like, it hit me, like, I should do this. This is the perfect timing. Not only for my family, but hopefully for a lot of other families out there to be able to have something they can connect with their kids. And something that at the same time have a little chuckle with some of the music. Because I was very lighthearted when making the music, and just wanted to have fun with it. And nothing too serious, just try to get into some things that kids could relate to, and adults as well. And I remember when we started, I got together with two different partners that I'm writing with out of New York, and I remember we talked on the phone, because obviously when you're doing writing sessions with people, a lot of times you're getting to know each other, and it's almost like creating a relationship. And so there was lots of conversations, just asking them your life, how made you the person that you are growing up, and a lot of questions were asked to me. And when we finally got done with the therapy session, as I called it, I asked them, I said, well, what do you guys think we should write about? And they're like, believe it or not, your life is pretty interesting. I'm like, really? I didn't think it was that interesting. But they're like, yeah, you have a lot of topics that kids can now still relate to. Everything from, as a little kid, I used to worry a lot. I used to be shy. I used to be in my sister's shadow. I be in the song No Hablo Español, which is the first song. I don't know if you guys have heard it yet or seen the video, but I'm very proud of my son James for being it, and my mom. But it was something that I grew up with as a little kid, constantly being misread by the way I look, and people automatically just assuming, since I look Spanish, that I spoke Spanish. And my first thing that I learned to say to people was No Hablo Español, but I didn't know Spanish. And but there's a lot of topics that we were able to write about that it just felt like it was like these are still very current nowadays. And actually what happened was that I went to New York. We wrote pretty much the album within a week. By saying that, we wrote all the music on piano, and then we wrote like maybe about half of the lyrics for the songs. And then through modern technology, I went back home. We were able to finish the record by Skype, by just doing stuff online over the phone. And then I came back to New York, recorded the whole record in 3 days, and actually we had a full band. And that's where the record to me really came to life, because it's one thing writing to piano or guitar, excuse me, but it's another thing when you're able to hear the band and music all to come together. And it really took some of these songs to another level that I would have never have expected. But then we finished, like I said, the record. And then magically, as we were writing this record and recording it, we realized we had something special on our hands. We realized we actually had a musical on our hands. And I was like, wow, that's kind of cool to me. I've always wanted to do musicals. As a little kid, I did musicals, and I always had on my bucket list to go to Broadway one day, maybe perform in some of these musicals out there. But never thought I'd be doing a children's musical. But once again, God gives you what you can handle. And so we, for the past 4 years, we really started channeling a lot of our energy from the CD and focusing into making a musical. And actually the musical, which I'm very proud to say we're going to debut in Omaha, Nebraska, at a theater called the Rose Theater next February. I'll be performing in it. And out of the CD, I think about 4 songs needed for the musical, because we did a lot of rewrites. And we realized we were doing a musical backwards. Normally people, when they write musicals, they write lyrics, and then they add the music to it. And what inspires you after you say this to go somewhere with the song? Well, for us, we were trying to write lyrics to songs that were already there. So it was a little bit backwards, so we ended up rewriting it a couple of times. And actually on like I say, the musical, there's 4 songs. But then what happened was that I realized I kept this, like a handful of music that's still here, like 12 songs. And I don't know if you guys know, like with Backstreet Boys, And normally the recording process, we'll record like for this record DNA here, we recorded over 50-something songs, but only 12 of them made the record. So a lot of these songs actually, unfortunately, go to rest and you never hear about them unless somehow they leaked online. Somehow. And so I was like, I felt like there was a purpose for me that I made this record, and I wanted to finish that off, especially for my kids, to show them that when I put my goals to set something and do something, you keep on going. You just don't give up and you just let it go. And so I decided with my management and my team of people around me, let's go ahead and put this record out. And plus as well, I know I've been talking about it for 5 years. I'd be pretty embarrassed if I didn't put something out eventually. So the CD, like I say, we just had, I'm sure some of you may or may not know, but the second single we just released as well. It's a totally departure from the first single, but it gives a little bit of a range of where we're at with the record. It's lighthearted some stuff, but some of the songs are really truly heartfelt. And that's why I felt like in this little listening session here, I thought I'd play a couple more songs for you guys that maybe, hopefully, like I say, each of you guys will be getting your own CD. I'll be personalizing it to you guys when all said and done here, along with the photo. But I figured I'd play a couple songs for you guys, maybe give you a little bit of backstory about the songs. And then at that point, after that, if you guys want to ask me some questions, whether it's about the record or myself or my family or the guys or whatever you want to ask, I'm open to it. And we'll just have a little fun with this. Sound good?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, a lot of times people ask me, besides my family, was I inspired by anything else to make this record? And believe it or not, one of the songs was inspired by the other guys in the group. The lead title track of the album, Which One Am I? And it was kind of a loose play on the fact of being in a boy band and not everybody in the world is going to know who you are. And especially with time off and years going by, and our faces not being plastered all over the screen and on billboards or on TV, whatever, people just obviously go on with life. And when you sometimes bump into people when you meet them, and you try to explain who you are, which I'm always very kind of like reserved. I don't go out there, advertising I'm a Backstreet Boy or give a business card with my name. I normally say I'm Howie, and they say, what do you do? And normally I say I'm an entertainer, and then normally it goes from there. If they're not done with that, and they ask me what kind of entertainment. So to really quickly make sure they don't think I'm a male stripper, I'm a singer, and then from there, a lot of times may stop or it may not stop, and then if they ask me, what kind of music do you sing, I go into pop music, and they say, well, are you in a band? And then eventually, okay, I'm a Backstreet Boy. It is what it is. And then a lot of times people they don't always remember what Backstreet Boys, who the members were, and what kind of group it was, or whatever, or which one I was in the group. So that's why I decided to make this song as a little play on explaining who we are within the group and who I am personally within the Backstreet Boys. So here it is for you. Which one am I?
Hey, aren't you that guy who sings in that group with those other guys?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, with Justin Timberlake, right?
That's insane.
Oh, so you were in the Spanish group?
No, that's Julio. I'm in the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. So, which one are you?
Kevin likes to wear a mustache and a goatee. Always wears a leather jacket and he sings a lot lower than me. He's smooth and there's never a hair out of place. Get a look at that face, he's so fly. Which one am I? Which one am I? Brian's always laughing and joking, just like a
Love this
clown.
song.
Like a clown. But he always makes the group do better. And we're feeling down. We're feeling down. He's the boy next door with his dark blue eyes, sweet as apple pie. Which one am I?
Sounds good.
Which one am I? is driving girls crazy. Feeling
It's church.
they're cool under pressure and they always keep the energy high. Which one am I? Which one? Which one? Which one am I? In case you haven't guessed, there's only one left, that's me. Howie D. The song's
I love that.
he's making booty shaking mystery.
So you say what that is fast, right?
No, that's still insane.
Which one? Which one? Which one am I? Which one am I? Yeah. Which one? Oh, which one? Yeah, yeah, which one am I? Which one? Which one? Which one am I?
That's which one was? I kind of was inspired by writers to think that I was that guy. But yeah, no, we actually rewrote that all together.
So you didn't write it yourself?
I wrote it with two other people.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So all the good stuff I wrote. No, it's you know, it's funny because like I say within the group, you know, I constantly even within our own, you know, AJ gets, are you Howie or sometimes I'll get, are you AJ? I don't ever get asked if I'm Nick. That's so sometimes me and AJ will get sometimes asked for each other. And, it's just kind of funny how people just, you know, I don't know how many times I've gotten asked if, you know, if my group has Justin Timberlake in it, you know, and you know, it was just a funny spoof. Like, so as you can see, this album, that was a good example of by letting you guys know this is a very lighthearted record. I want to have fun with just, you know, all different types of music, and taking different, you know, topics. Like I said, that was pretty much my tribute song to the guys. The rest of the album is more geared into the things and topics I was telling you guys about earlier, like worrying and being shy. Actually, yeah, I'm going with this one. One of the topics like I was saying is worrying. As a little kid, I did worry a lot, and I still do. Some of these topics I still do, which I told my kids. You know, sometimes some of these things are just, you know, inherited in your nature, and you know, it's that you may not always, you know, learn overnight how to solve some of these issues, but to be able to acknowledge it and just to know that it's okay, that you're going to get through it, and that we all have different makeups, different chemistries, and not everybody's exactly the same. We're going to treat you exactly the way that you treat them, but always try to treat them, you know, how you want to be treated. But this, as a kid, I said, like I was saying, I would worry, you know, a lot about things, and my mom actually inspired me on this one song that I'm about to play for you guys, because she has always thought for some reason I should do a reggae record. I don't know why, but she's from the Caribbean, I guess, from Puerto Rico area, not too far from Jamaica, but she likes reggae music. And it was funny, because actually, when she kept on telling me about this, she was actually ahead of her time, because there was all this reggaeton music coming out, and all of a sudden I was kind of a little late on it, nor did I ever visualize myself as a reggae roster dude. But I said, you know what, as a tribute to my mom, I wanted to make a record that would, you know, pay homage to her. And so this is a song called Worry with a reggae vibe.
Sometimes the feeling just come over me, make my hands sweaty, make my heart beat. I got butterflies all tied up inside. I can't sleep even when I count sheep. That's worry.
sing the song?
Okay.
Okay,
Can you ready?
that'll be your first year.
You ready?
Actually, I got asked to do that not too long ago. It was in Amsterdam. And problem is I can't remember all the words. Because I haven't seen it in a while. Okay, got it. I think so. All right.
Are we allowed to record?
I don't know. You guys go. I won't be able to do the whole song, or you guys will put you to sleep. So, or actually, I don't know if I can remember the whole words of all of it. But just so you guys know, the song that she's talking about, I'm not sure if everybody knows what the song is. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a song that actually, it's the last song that we recorded. It was one of the last, it was written for the musical. And we decided to put it on it. What's that?
I love that song. It's just a moment, please. Oh. Me encanta mucho. Me gusta mucho. Porque creo es la historia de mi vida.
You know, I'm not this one yet, right?
It's the story of her life.
Okay. I
So
want to let you
that's the
finish.
reason I like it so much.
Okay.
But
Yeah, actually,
you
I
talking
know.
in Spanish with me always, so.
I know what you want. I put that out there.
He actually
Sorry,
has
my
a song
phone.
numbers for them.
Well, this song, like I say, is the title track for the, well, not the title track, but it's probably the main song in the musical. It's the I guess the theme of the musical is about a person trying to find himself, trying to find who he's meant to be. And so we actually didn't record it originally for the record, we recorded it for the musical. But then we decided, actually we wrote it for the musical, but then we decided it was such a great song that we felt like it needed to be shined on the CD, so we added to it. So, anyways, here for you, without a warm up today, is the Me I'm Meant to Be. I can barely breathe, and my heart just skipped a beat. Hands are shaking, feel like breaking now, but I don't know which way to go. I could play it safe, but I've been down that road before. And even though I am afraid, I could give it a try. Change up the game, open that door. I gotta make my own mind up, 'cause all of my time's up. I gotta trust I'll find my way, one foot in front of the other, one way or another. Today could be the day I find the me I'm meant to be. I think that was the right words. I don't know. If you go to the video, you'll see the real proper words. Don't hold me against it. But thank you. Yeah, I'm very proud of the musical. I think the musical is going to really have a really uplifting message to give to people out there. And hopefully I can maybe bring the musical over to Europe sometime.
Yeah.
End of January, beginning of February 2020.
Yes, that's when it's going to be in Omaha, Nebraska. Exactly.
I'm gonna be there.
I appreciate that. So I was going to play one more song for you, and I promised my son I would play this today. My wife and my kids were just out here. They left to go back home. They're actually on the flight right now, taking off out of Heathrow. And my son was like, Dad, he's like, whatever you do, he's like, you gotta play my favorite song. And this is a song that actually James inspired me at the age of 5. He was he would wake up in the morning, he's like, Dad, I got these monsters in my head. He's like, I can't get rid of them at night. He's like, I don't understand what it is. And I was trying to explain to him what a dream was. And that is okay sometimes, that these quote unquote called nightmares or bad dreams are there, but they're not real. And after he went to school, I was like, wow, I'm like, that monsters in my head, that's a cool title, I like that. And so I decided to write a song to be able to, I guess, let kids know about bad dreams and it's okay, just temporarily, just for a second. So here for you guys is my I would say Lenny Kravitz, Wanna Be, song on the record.
Why you only come when I'm lying in bed? Why you only come at night? Colors pull way over my head, 'cause you're giving me such a fright. Mama says everything's okay. She leaves the light on in the hallway, but still I'm not there filled with dread. 'Cause no one can see the monsters
tell you
in
what,
my
I
head.
love these words.
In my
I really
head,
do.
I got the monsters in my head. I got the monsters in my head. I got the monsters in my head. There's nothing in my closet or behind the door. There's nothing hiding under the chair. I thought I saw a shadow dance across the floor, but it was just a dream blowing in the air. Even Halloween don't give me a fright. Zombies coming back from the dead. I could even take a vampire fight, but I can't fight the monsters in my head. In my head, I got the monsters in my head. I got the monsters in my head. I got the monsters in my head. Then one night I went to shut my window, and across the way I saw a neon sign. And right then I knew what got into my head. Funky, flashing, glowing Frankenstein. Ooh, hurrah, the monster's gone. Ooh, hurrah, bring it on. Ooh, hurrah, the monster's gone. Ooh, hurrah, bring it on. No more monsters in my head. Now it's time to go back to bed. Ain't no monsters in my head. No more 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 monsters in my head.
So yeah, as you can see, there's a wide range of musical styles on the record. That's one of the things that people are always like, well, what is your your go-to, or what is it what makes you up that the music you like the most? And just like all the guys in the group, we all love a variety of music, and that's what that's why the record DNA, as you can see, has a mixture of all of our different sounds, all of our different flavors and taste. And I feel like that's something we've always done in the past. With having a little bit of R&B, a little bit of rock, a little bit of dance, a little bit of country kind of like. So as you'll hear the record, you'll probably have an understanding why there's so many different genres of music. But it's just something I like to have fun and play around with. There's a song on there called "Shy" that you'll hear. It's kind of like almost like a Jersey Boys, kind of like a doo-wop 50s kind of a song. I have a song called "Small Time Blues," kind of a rockabilly blues type of song. And so hopefully, everybody seems like when they listen to our records, hopefully you'll find something at least that you might gravitate and like. Hopefully, if not your kids, maybe if you have any kids, hopefully like at least. But now, as I say, now we like to open up the floor for questions. Anybody has one?
A little bit of your inspiration used to be John Cicada.
What's that?
One of your inspirations used to be John Cicada.
Yes.
One of my favourite songs is Just Another Day.
Oh yes.
Are you able to sing a little bit of it?
Oh my God, I don't even know the words of that song for sure.
You must know the chorus.
I don't wanna stay. I don't wanna find another way. Make it through the day without you. I think I'm doing it right. I tell you, I got so many songs in my head. I can barely remember words to Backstreet Boys songs in my head.
Can you remember just one small one then, completely off the wall? You remember I said I've got a little 4-year-old?
Huh?
She cried when she watched you sing Happy Birthday to me.
Aww.
Can you sing her Happy Birthday? Because
Sure.
I said I'd try.
I was
and
gonna say,
get
why
her.
don't you hold that and when we finish,
Yeah?
we'll
Is
just
that
provide
okay?
one to you. Totally.
Excellent, thank you.
Cool.
It's you.
What inspired you to have the Romanian flag around you?
Is it really?
Yes, it feels like I'm
Wow.
hugging you all the time.
That's good to know. I mean, I planned that, of course.
Another fun.
You know, it's like something every day. We're about my own record.
See, we're 3 Romanians here right now.
Okay. Oh, that's great to know. You know, it's funny because we were playing with a bunch of different colors. And obviously, I have a certain skin tone, so certain colors go with me and certain colors don't. At one point, it had more of a green on top of reggae colors around us. And then we just kept on playing around with it. And
Like
my team of people just kept on saying, these are the colors that go the best. Wow. Wow, it's really
how do you want to ask?
good to know. Well, hopefully we get some
I'm
support
alright.
maybe of that. I'll do like National Pride Day, whatever it takes. That's awesome. Thank you for letting me know about that. See,
Do you remember I got a Back to Me tattoo?
yes.
I want to ask it, is you singing some song of this is album? A little part?
Back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is such a good album.
Yeah, like to me or which
Which
one? Which one song do you remember now of the album?
Don't know.
I'm already actually. Is the
Maybe like to me?
Why to me? Sure. Moonlit away, color blue. Stole my strength, stole my youth. All around me, all around me. Waters came, washed away. All my life, just one day. All around me, all around me. Hey. Nobody told me we were too young. Nobody told me we were. That's about it. But I tried.
That is how
You're welcome.
it means a lot to me.
Oh,
Thank you.
Pleasure. Yeah, this memory bank of mine at 45 years old is getting a little bit,
Yeah.
not as fast as it used to be.
You're not 45. You're
Yes.
25 with a bit of experience.
You're too good. Romania. Romania is one of my favorite ones now.
So has the album helped you find a common place with your children and with music?
It has.
Obviously, that's what you're doing.
Yep, it has actually. My kids love the record we play on the way to school. I'm the bus driver, and actually you'll hear at the very end. I even have them one day. I tricked them while we were in the car playing the music, and we were actually on our way back home. I had my telephone, and I was recording at the very end of the song while I was going through the speaker system. And I asked them what they thought of the record, and they gave me their honest opinion. And both of them, I think one of them, what's that?
They make the cut in your opinion.
One of them gave me a 9.5 stars, and the other one gave me a 10.5. And so, needless to say, the 10.5 is now my favorite kid of the two. But no, it definitely was a good bonding experience with them.
So they did what it was.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it does it with other families out there because, like I said, my goal was really to try to make music. I mean, I felt like kids' music doesn't have to be lame, it doesn't have to be cheesy, it doesn't have to be, it can be music that, hopefully adults and kids can, listen to. And
I work with children and I bring students to Backstreet Boys because I think music is sort of uplifting and it just gets them out themselves. So I'm hoping obviously this album, especially, I mean the young Spanish girl and she doesn't speak Spanish and she loves the Espanol.
thank you. Well, that's exactly what I was trying to do. I just wanted to make something that kids could just be inspired, you know, something that's, you know, parental controlled, you know, so you don't have to worry about your kids listening to something that might have extra words that you want them to learn too.
I mean, they're mostly interested in that Baby Shark.
Oh yes,
Baby Shark.
I heard that song several times.
I mean, to me, they listen to Backstreet Boys like they want or not. Good, but I've introduced them to that, and obviously can't wait to show them.
Oh, thank you. I hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah, no, I've actually